Then, U.S. considers lifting sanctions on some Iranian oil. Now, this is oil that I think is already at sea, so it would be like we would intercept it somehow, I guess, with the Navy and sell it on our own on the open market. That was very unclear what the Secretary of Treasury meant when he said this. So the U.S. is weighing lifting sanctions on some Iranian oil. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent put forward the idea in a Fox interview, saying it could make more oil available to global buyers. Around the world, energy prices are shooting up as the war takes a toll on shipping and production. If put into action, the move would mark a stunning reversal of long-standing American policy and one with highly uncertain payoff. Experts said it was likely to have limited effect on prices and could boost funds going to the Iranian regime that the U.S. is attacking. However, as I said, the secretary has been very clear that they know everybody's business as far as the banking goes, and that any Iranian sanctioned accounts are being kept track of very closely. So I don't know how true that is. To put it mildly, this is bananas, said David Tannenbaum, director of Blackstone Compliance Services. Essentially, we're allowing Iran to sell oil, which could then be used to fund the war effort. Except again, it's unclear who would get the money actually. Before the war, China was the primary buyer of the oil coming out of Iran, scooping up barrels at a steep discount due to sanctions imposed by the U.S. and other countries. Bessent said a waiver on the sales restrictions would help divert more of those supplies to other countries in need of oil, such as India, Japan, and Malaysia, while forcing China to pay quote-unquote market price. He said that the U.S. was looking at removing sales restrictions on Iranian oil that is already at sea, which he said amounted to about 140 million barrels. He estimated that would push down global prices for 10 to 14 days. Again, I still think that the target date is to end all of this is probably the first week. We'll just call it the first week of April. So that's about, where are we at, 10 to 14 days away. Bessent did not go into detail about how the potential waiver would work or whether it would include rules to prevent money from the sales flowing back to the Iranian government. Treasury Department declined to provide more detail about the proposal. Because the supply under discussion is relatively small compared to overall demand, the waiver would not have much impact on prices. Experts warned, what's more, while lifting sanctions may open up those barrels to more buyers, much of the oil was already making it to market. It could add a little bit, but I don't think it's a game changer, and it raises a whole lot of questions, said Rachel Ziemba, an adjunct senior fellow at the Center of New American Security, a think tank. The proposal follows other U.S. efforts to boost supplies, obviously. And it is not clear whether Bessent's proposal could spark a similar reaction in the U.S. because, obviously, the Russian situation, which I'm going to get to in the next video.